This is Mason here with Fluid IQ Digital, and I wanted to make a quick video to show everyone how you can check to see if you have, number one, multiple versions of your domain that exist and that are potentially indexed by Google and other search engines, and number two, that you have your security certificate correctly installed on your site. This is a major issue and a major ranking factor in Google, and it's very easy to fix. We have seen sites that have improved traffic by up to 20% in just a couple of weeks, just fixing this one issue. And it is something that is very common, actually. So we want to make sure that we have all of our basics covered before we move into any sort of website optimization type of stuff. So right here, we're going to start with the website, just the home page for now. And we are going to put in the HTTPS and then the website.com, or you can just put in your website. Actually, let's do that first so we can see where it goes. So this is just the website, nothing else. Okay, now we see that we have a lock right here. So that means that our security certificate's working. So there's not a problem there. Now, if you have the www version of your site, it might redirect to the www.domain.com, and that's okay. The key here is to make sure that every version of the website goes to the same exact URL so that we don't have multiple versions of the domain.com out there. So it could be www. Or it could be just the domain.com, and also it needs to have HTTPS in front of it with the lock that shows up in Chrome. If the lock's not there and you have HTTPS domain.com show up, that means that your security certificate has expired or something like that. You may even get some kind of error that says that there's an issue, and and it doesn't even show the website if the browser blocks it or whatever the case may be. So that's obviously a very bad user experience, and it's also very bad for organic traffic and rankings. So you can see here that our website goes to the domain.com version, which is fine, and the lock is there. So let's try this now. We'll try HTTP, and you have to manually enter this to be able to see if this is happening. Okay, so we're going to go to the HTTP version, and when we do that, it redirects back to the same domain. So this is the domain that we have with Search Console, that's indexed with Google, etc. So it does redirect to the same version of the URL that has HTTPS and has the lock present. So that's exactly what we want to see. Now, if yours website, if you go to HTTP version of the site and it does not redirect to this, and it actually shows a non-secure version of the site, that means that you have a non-secure and secure version of the website out there. And that's actually worse than not having it secure at all, because now you have two versions of your website, one not secure and one secure. So what that does is it actually creates a duplicate content penalty for you, because you have two versions of the site that have the exact same content on it. So if you have that issue, fixing that will definitely give you a major bump in traffic in the short term, just by fixing that. And it's something that a developer can do in 5 to 10 minutes, and it can have a major impact on your traffic and or leads. So then the next one to check is the secure version with www. In front of it. So we're going to do that. Now, if the main version of your website that everyone is being forwarded to is the www. It should just, obviously it'll just stay right there, and as long as we have the lock, everything else, and the HTTPS right here, there's not a problem. So it can be www. Or it can be just domain.com, and it doesn't matter which one you use, just as long as it's the same in every case. So the next one to check is the HTTP version. So we're going to check that, and again, this one should forward to the HTTPS domain.com because we're not using the www in our URL. And as you can see, every single time, every single one of these, no matter which one we put, goes to the same version, which is this. So this is our primary domain version that we're using, variation. So everything should go to this exact format right here. So HTTPS domain.com. And sometimes we do see that people have other pages that are actually HTTP versions of the page. So you can check your other pages as well and see if there's a problem. You can check your contact form. That's a big one. Okay. So again, HTTPS domain.com. So you can go to your main service pages and check those. We do recommend that if you have issues or you're not sure on this, or you have a very large site and it's hard to manually check all the pages, that you sign up for a strategy call and we will check all that for you on the call and review all of that with no obligation for anything beyond that. So this is a very important thing, and you can certainly check this yourself right now. The other thing to note is if you do have issues here, which there's a good chance you do, I'd say at least a 30% chance you do, you can let your developer know to force redirect everything using the htaccess file. That's one of the most common ways of fixing this, because what that does is it basically forces everything on the server to go to the one domain variation, and you don't have to like put in a list of URLs or anything. And if you add pages, it'll force everything from now on to go to that same version. So whichever one you have indexed in Google right now. So if you have this one like without the www, then that's fine. If you want to use the www version, that's fine. We just want to make sure that we have the lock, that we have the HTTPS, and that every version of we put in for our home page and possibly some of our major service pages or other pages all go to the same domain variation.